Okay, greens. All right, this is CIA, wasn't it? Government CIA shutdown. Yeah, okay, blessings, here we go. Greetings to you. We are from the higher self of this conduit. Give you a simple understanding of your government system. As yes, it is made to program your world. It is there to stay in the background, hidden behind door after door after door, department after department after department. But it is also weakened. As yes, there are many government agency vibrations, but some want to stay shadow in the shadows. They are the shadows. They are the root of your existence. Meaning, yes, there are government wars going on. There are Illuminati manipulations, of course. Where does it go? What is hidden on your planet? As you know, an idea. If it's hidden, it is, yes, part of the shadow government ascension process or descension or however you wish to label it. If it is hidden as part of your secret government plan, let's put it that way. As all things should come to light, everything should be in front of you. No more secrets of your planet. So, yes, many of you want to understand the archaeology connections, as you will, once the secrets of your military is released. The war is over. The war on the planet has come to an end. And that's when you see your planet for what it truly is. All the grids released and shut down. Now, the fundamentals of it, yes, go into Agarthian energies of wizardry, but there's much more to it than that. It's not just Orions, it goes much further than that also. Yes, it does also come from other universes of how long they can keep your world hidden from itself. Because when this earth unlocks itself, the rest of the universe unlocks also. As you see more clearly, the rest of the universe is clear, because also the universe has become forgetful of its own self. As this planet is a key to unlocking many realities, as some of you feel. It plays a big role. It seems insignificant, but it does play a big role. As you are here to go down the rabbit hole, yes, and shed light to that rabbit hole, and shed light to government frequencies that are not always watching, but attempt to do so, as they are losing their grip on the planet. They're no longer as strong as they used to be. Your fundamental rebirth of your planet is also to heal the spiritual teachers here too. Some of them are of, yes, an arrogance, a pride. You see pride and arrogance there, you know there's something else happening, as that has to be unlocked also, and you will know. Things will happen. The secrecy is no longer there. As because some spiritual teachers are brought in to keep the government manipulation going. More than you might realize. Yes, friendly, nice, all that is spice. As you, once again, humanity goes under, yes, different spells. As you release the spell, you see more. So that's all we have at this moment. All right, rings. Okay, this is Saturn shift into the fifth dimension. That's okay. Working. All right, here we go. Greetings to you. These are new. We are, yes, of the Saturn energies. These are new dimensions, new realities that you're involved with. Yes, a slow conversion into fifth dimension, even ninth dimension idea systems. The ninth dimension is a place of ideas that cannot be corrupted by third dimension realities. Now, they can be corrupted higher, of course, but it's basically you get much assistance from the ninth dimension on many levels. The infrastructures and once again idea systems. They go into more of soul DNA. So many of the beings that brought assistance to you in years past was of a ninth dimension vibration. Of course, there's many others on countless other vibrations. Much of it, yes, came from the frog, also, of a healing perspective. Of basically letting go of, you don't see many frogs fighting anyone, I don't believe. Look at your animal species, how they operate. Frog is normally just a calm, mellow energy. It's an astral being, basically. Yes, they're known for hallucinations. They bring hallucinations to people if you connect with them. They can connect you to other realities quite easily. So it's just, as some people have that energy within themselves too. You connect with them and they go into another reality. You connect to certain people, you just shift. So as you are opening up more of yourselves, you'll see what kind of universe you're carrying around with you. As this is a time of unity within the dimensions and a forgiveness of the hardships of third dimension manipulations. And also to release the commanders that have caused much difficulties on this world. As many warlords, yes, felt they can rule this planet as they should, as they could, as they did. You are bringing us a lighter energy, if you wish, to remove a lot of Nordic energies that have been programming the earth for many years. Nordic ideal systems, there is a diverse energy here, but the Nordic has been suppressing other beings, other races, but of course, other races use that to their advantage. An idea is for you to become more race friendly on all levels, as you wish to do so. Because a positive racism or race connection within all of you is necessary for your ascension. Yes, there's going to be fires within the races, of course, to cause a divide. The idea is to end the divide. And also favoritism is we're all the same, we're all equal, and allow that energy to come through. It becomes easier to live on this world as you just see each other as equal instead of this one's better than me, that person's better than me, and going into that loop of going nowhere. Now's the time of releasing the old programmings. And many of you are bringing that out. That just healing racism is very difficult. A lot of it is kind of just alien beings of all kinds. Yes, Orion has caused much difficulties on this world because it figured it knew what's best and hijacked the planet. There are other beings that have done so also, but many Orion beings have ruled over even reptilian beings on your planet. Some of the Orion councils they're old sectors, new sectors. Basically, you can have an Orion moon causing much effect on this planet, as much needed to release the negativity that isn't connected to your corporations. So as you remove the symbolism of your corporations, you'll find a different earth. You will find yourselves more awakened, because that is very Egyptian of these symbols. They're there to cloud your minds. Not everyone's, but enough. The symbols, yes, activate a timeline to control society. When is society on a global level going to look at that? Reverse the symbolism, send it back to them. take all those symbols down. Yes, you're removing statues, but what about the symbols of this programming your society? That is not addressed. That is not understood. Even your road systems are set up to program society. It is a very complicated situation, but as you more see it, you can release it. As there's only so much a human can understand at a third dimensional level, we understand, but as you see the Earth's grid or the city grids, yes, they're programming humanity on a daily basis, telling you go to work, get up at a certain time, do this, do that, be part of the system. As you heal that energy, you'll feel more of your Agartha awaken. As you remove the cities, Agartha will come back to life. The cities are put there to shut down Agartha. And now you're here to reawaken it. Blessings to all. Oh, rings. Here we go. This is for a message from the Zetas. Sometimes they give me an idea of what they want to say, but not at the moment. Okay, this is for you. Humanity is healing temptations. We are the Zetas. As a drink of wine, a understanding of yourself in a higher dimensional way. Zeta beings, yes, as you see them, there is more to our story. As many of us, yes, have a human form. As some of you have heard of versions of Earth where we were human and then our planet was, a version of Earth became, you can say Esasani or Chakani eventually. That is a version of Zeta. Yes, there are multiple variations. There is a Zeta that looks just like you. Yes, our internal bodies are different, but overall it all functions the same. Everything's kind of put somewhere else. Like we can have two hearts, some of us can have three eyes, but the reality we are connected to is very similar to yours. As we have a high mind, meaning we can connect to your world telepathically. Meaning you are our television. Like you can almost say you are our astral somewhat. He's like our society, realize we are a form of Zeta, a human hybrid Zeta. We don't really have a name for you at this moment, but this is something new for us to bring up to your world. So you're not in astral for us, but think of us, roaming our cities, living our lives, and in our minds, we connect to your world as somewhat as if you are our television, as if who we are connected to on your world affects us. It's like I'm feeling this other reality talking to me as you experience on yourselves. And so we focus in on it, and it helps us through our lives, through relationships, through career building, whatever it might be. And yet some call fourth dimension or third dimension a lower dimension. But it is a place of soul building. This is the higher dimensions have their difficulties. You have your difficulties. There's no one better, or nothing's ever the same. So in your internal growth span, you're going to a level that you have never experienced, ever even mentioned on this planet, of seeing other realities, feeling them more clearly. As the ways of your world are closing down, your imaginations open up. Now, some will connect to creator worlds or their own creations. For some of you, will connect to other realities very easily. We're bringing this to you because this is when your fourth dimension goes into full gear. And this is just a snippet of vibration here for you to find your true selves, authentic selves, a self that you might not have realized. Yes, a Zeta self for some of you, not all. But once again, yes, our connection to your planet is to mimic yours and to go through it differently, but to see yours to help us and to find your worth to help our society grow, but also to help your world see itself. So you've helped us, and we are here to help you. The fundamentals of letting go of, yes, third dimensional idea systems, we can call it crippled your planet, but also harsh warnings for a world that's forgot itself, or society that forgot its name, forgot its origins, forgot everything. As you put a new identity on yourself, because you're upgrading, you're changing your names, changing the way you look, and shifting to a whole nother reality. Yes, the split your planet is going through, because that is what's happening. It is a cut through the middle of your planet. A new formation is occurring where alien beings will be allowed to appear on your world without fear. As many of you are mentally preparing for our visitation, preparing on multiple levels of knowing us, but knowing yourselves, to preparing your energy for our energy to combine, to connect, not to worship, and not for us to save you. As you are learning, you learn from us to save yourselves. That is the fundamental point of all this. You become more alien, or you connect more to your alien roots, you can say, of who you are. Yes, you're human and a alien in a human body. And you're finally bringing that foundation in of where you come from and seeing your ground crew that is, yes, from another planet appear on your world. Who is my ground crew? Can I see them? Because they'll assist me to assist others to rebuild the earth. It's similar to connecting to Native Americans, as they taught, we call it the white man, to live off the land. We are teaching you how to live, yes, in space. But first, live here. Make it more natural, easier. And how this occurs is just, yes, following your instincts and following your path. New age will come through shortly within you. Blessings to your society. Okay, greetings. All right, this is I kind of lose track of where everything is. So this is July 16, 2020. NASA and the Alien of Things. Of course, not sure if it's going to go to that direction. Sometimes I put a title up and something totally different comes through. So I'm going to do some kind of series here, but I'm not sure what. Of course, this is in July, and by the time it gets uploaded, it'll be August or something like that. But either way. So currently, the virus numbers in Florida are skyrocketing. And you can say whatever you want to say about that. I'm not going to go into details on that. Just use your intuition. It's like, so what is exactly going on with that? Well, YouTube isn't exactly the friendliest place to speak about anything anymore. So I am not going, because this will be on YouTube eventually. So either way, yeah, just trust your intuition. You want to see, people are talking about the event and everything. We're experiencing it on a level that people are not looking for. And I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. There's some of these large companies that are not going to survive this. Are getting hit really hard, and they become large and become small. So most of them are not going to. I mean, they might not go away completely, but they're not going to survive. Yeah, just when they think they're going to be okay. Yeah, good luck with that. So I would expect a lot of government type of assistance, and maybe a change of government altogether to adapt to this new environment. There's the United States, at least. But it's hard to say where things are going. It doesn't matter. So it doesn't matter. Just survive. Survival is matter. I mean, you can predict all you want. Doesn't matter in the long run. Does it really matter? Is that going to really help you in the long run? It doesn't matter. So, okay. Yeah, there's so many different timelines coming in, and Astral isn't exactly, wanting everything to be known, because it's like you have ingredients into a recipe. Do you want to tell everybody how you made something? Look at Heinz ketchup, Coke. They all keep the recipes locked up for a reason. So that's what's happening here. So, all right, it's about 3 o'clock. It's kind of hot here. So, all right, blessings. Here you go. Greetings, we are the Setians, Tau Seti beings. Your NASA, yes, is a corporation of planets, a alien base. Realize it goes back into World War II of its inception, of aliens that are incarnate on your planet that were yes, to set it up, basically. So who founded your NASA? We'll go a little bit further into that. As you know, it's not exactly something you can just look up easily. So yes, it was always in the plan. There's many plans here that not all aliens know about. Your spirit world knows, your astral world knows, but they're not always going to tell your modern human. Now they will open up cases of knowledge of, old ideas, old plans, like you're learning about your Kennedy situation in that situation. So, of course, the alien vibrations, humans are not ready for it, so we get kind of shoved in the corner, as some of you have experienced or seen, or because the human collective is not preparing, but realize more alien knowledge is coming in through channels, through downloaded knowledge, through individuals. Like, what else you have on your planet when you run out of propaganda? What you believe is up to you. Of course, there's all types of alien data. And yes, there are many souls here that are to ascend slowly. That's why some do join cults and certain groups where they're not really ready to go all the way. Some of you are ready to just hit the button, let's roll. Some say they are, but they're not really that ready. They say they are, but are you sure about that? Because if you say aliens come in and everything's going to be fixed, that doesn't mean that you're ready. You have to be ready yourself to download knowledge from them to hear. So it's all up to you. People aren't realizing that, and many of you are not realizing you are the alien energies, that you open up your conduit energy, you become the alien, which you already are, and just you're taking in more responsibility. Having the aliens come in, everything get better is an easy way to solve many things. And there are worlds where they did not survive that. But of course, it's always going to be tried. And some just come here just to say it, just for the hell of it. And they already know it doesn't work, but they do it anyway. So your NASA is, yes, a route to all alien beings. It is kind of like your Men in Black center too. NSA is involved to other government agencies, of course. There's so many to name. UN. But as humans change their ideas and say maybe we are a little bit, maybe we should question who the hell we are. Instead of just going by what the schools are teaching us. You know, schools are not open anymore in some countries, in some states. So maybe that schooling's over. Where's the new schooling? Well, it happens to be with yourself. And that's a little bit harder to comprehend. And some might find that, what the hell are you talking about? So it's basically a reactivation of yourself, of human conversations becoming more of, who are we? I mean, we have that question, but we kind of just, shove in the corner with good reason. We are, yes, programmed by society, by our Illuminati, but your Illuminati is saying, what? We don't need to do that anymore. Now, yes, there is Illuminati forces at work currently, yes. But also they opened up the roof of your car, the convertible of your reality, and say, now it's time for you to breathe in. Who else is here? So it's basically, as humans get more curious, yes, some might create cults, of course. That's just human nature. Where do you think the Druids came from? Your Atlanteans, your Atlantean cults. The Druids are kind of your Egyptians are more like it. Or your Egyptian cults. Not Egypt as a cult exists, but there are cults within Egypt. Are more Atlantean, but a lot of those have phased out over time. And now they call themselves the Catholic Church. So, in your transition to a fourth dimension reality, is for you to question who the hell you are. NASA is another place of, it's letting you know, and the current space program's going on, it's letting you know you're on a new voyage. As society evolves and say, maybe it's the tall blondes, the aliens, realize the more you tap into it, the more the aliens get closer to you. The more society becomes awakened to it, allows it, but it has to be society. It can have a couple individuals, but some say they're ready for it, but they're not always ready for it. There's a little bit of everything on all of that. But as you transition into the fourth dimension, this is a new age right in front of you. It's basically, you're going into more of an alien era currently. Now, there's going to be always different ways of looking at it. That does not mean that they're wrong. They might not be right for you. You might see as one group as manipulated, and that might be true. But that's the right manipulation for that group. If some say what you're connected to, might. So it's just, you take what everybody learns differently. So, yeah, some of you might have difficult. Well, some learn from a negative standpoint. Some need a cult to learn from. They need the darkness of it. They need the seedy side of it. It's just how they learn. And as more of your humans start to adapt to more of who they are, even the third, there's going to be, yes, many in the third dimension are just going to say, none of this is real, but that's not going to be everybody. Because many people want to be healed. They want to say, all your answers of your reality is no longer, nothing makes sense anymore. And as you go into the future, as you hold on to physical realities, now some can hold on to pretty damn well. I understand that. But others are like saying nothing's working. What else is out there? Oh, look, somebody's talking about aliens. Well, what the hell? Might as well. You might not understand it, but it depends on what group you find. Doesn't matter because you're going to find some kind of group. I mean, every like YouTube channel and all have their own little groups. There's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't mean you're going to agree with everyone, but the more this expands out to alien connections, because we realize also not all aliens get along. So as you humans all get along with your alien connections, so those guys don't know what they're talking about, these guys know what they're talking about. That sounds very alien. So you realize how diverse and how disconnected. I mean, not disconnected, but aliens don't get along with each other. That's why, yes, one of the reasons why this world was created. You bring it from a human perspective. The problems of the universe. The problems of the universe are right here. Your NASA is, yes, it went into space. They brought in a new, and Russia was involved, China is involved, other countries are involved, of course. You're at a new environment. What is here? How do you look at, because many of you are going to change your current governments into alien governments. It might seem like I have question now, but the idea, I mean, they're talking, eventually they'll be talking, from presidents, will be talking about Pleiadians, Syrians, Arcturians, insects. That's going to be part of conversation one day. Yes, the tall whites. Yes, they didn't want to be left out. You're going in that environment. So this is encouragement to continue to connect. Yes, we realize we're not going into deep information, but not at this time, though. At least not for this recording. Blessings. Okay, this is the origins of Earth. All right, blessings. Here we go. Greetings. We are the Pleiadians. Your world, yes, is an experiment like any other planet of what is needed for growth. So you can say it creates itself. You can say this planet created itself in some ways. Well, the universe consciousness. As your Earth has a consciousness, the universe has its own consciousness. As what is needed for the growth of the soul. And your planet, yes, as difficult as it is, a much needed lessons. As many of you are used to these lessons, and yes, grown tired of it, but continue to realize there is realize that many of as many of you know, through the harshness of this life, you just hold on, the light will come through, and change will commence. And some of you are used to rough exterior lifetimes, interior lifetimes. Well, both. You probably feel that. I've had a lot of lifetimes that have been hell. But that is the beauty of why you were created. And many of you take on troubles, situations that others do not want to go through. Take on, what did it say? Yes, the ugliness of looks, of where you live. Doesn't mean it's ugly necessarily, but by society's standards, as it usually goes for beauty. But you'd be surprised what you find in ugliness. You find beauty of advancement. So yes, you go against the norm. Instead of having a bunch of friends, you have one friend or no friends at all. And that's this planet. This planet doesn't have any friends. Well, it does. You see those in your solar system. But still, you're pretty much disconnected from the rest of the universe. Well, on a, you're not talking about other worlds. You're talking about the ones that are in your solar system. Of course, NASA's talking about a great deal. So your planet is a necessary evil, but not really an evil. A school that was invented by human consciousness because they kept making mistakes. And this world helps heal those mistakes, fix those mistakes, ends those mistakes. Of course, there's always going to be mistakes. But it's basically, yes, realize that many incarnate here and do the same thing over and over again. Well, they do that on other planets too. Meaning that many do live the high life, one lifetime after the other, after the other, and it gets to become a drug addiction, living that. But then you realize on this world, that many live very harsh lives, but then they get addicted to that. They live the same thing over and over again. Not exactly the same situation, but some do go into a level of pain that is very, has deep meaning, the pain that hurts the soul. When the soul hurts is when it grows the most. You'd be surprised how many universes and realities you are creating through all of that. When everything is going well, it's easy to get fogged. You wanted to continue on, but your growth does not continue. You'd be surprised how beautiful many of you are when you go through the ugly of life. You go through the hardships of it, the disgustingness of it. We're just going to say that. Through looks, through feelings, through just the ugly of existence. But overall, beauty is grown out of that. You realize that many do have beauty and looks, but are harsh as a human. Because many of them have not learned how to throw it all away and find humility, be humble. They're not ready because they know that a lot of them are weak inside. They can't handle the hells of reality. They might say they can, but can they really handle it? Can you handle being called the ugliest person in school? Or the planet for that matter? That's even harsher. Not that you are, but society puts that up for you. So, and some of you choose those incarnations and just say the hell with all of them, which is really tough. Or some just become even more wicked. It's all your choice. So the origins of this planet goes through, yes, many philosophers of the universe, because you have many philosophers of the universe of creation. What is needed? And once again, alien beings fought here. So obviously this world is needed. If you're going to come here, create life, and fight among each other, this world is needed. It gets a discussion going on. Even if it is a war. There was peace here at one time, yes. But if you have a planet where slavery exists, this world is needed. Because it does not exist anywhere else, not like this. It does have other places, of course. But if it creates it and human consciousness is allowing, meaning that slavery could be abolished ages ago, thousands and thousands of years ago. But humanity, apparently, many needed it. They need to be a slave to find out they've been enslaved to societies on other planets. They've been enslaved to societies of having the good life in other worlds and coming here and having it all removed. And finding their humility, finding the simple things in life, what matters most, and to take risks and do something different. Yes, the easy life, there's much more to this. This is just a level of where we're going. The easy life can be the worst life. As many of you go through hell to find more of who you are, failure after failure after failure after failure. That's a gold mine of experience. Many are having difficult with that because you want to feels like success, but surviving all those failures is success. It's just not put on your news and all that. And many successful people would agree. It's hard to make a living, but that's the other thing. Being homeless or having others to take you in, having many failures, having a miserable love life, having no direction in life, that's all gold. It's hell, but it's gold of suffering, but also means you're going through a major transition, a transformation from what you're used to. Now, I realize that's one example or several examples if you want to look at it that way. This planet, yes, is many alien beings have had it good on many places. And now they're experiencing hardships like they've never felt before. This world, you can go in many different dimensional outlooks of how this world is developed. We're giving you one aspect of it. It's very small compared to the larger one. I mean, yes, the alien beings have wars, they have difficulties with each other, but incarnating in here, on this world, working at the dollar store, not having anywhere to live really, working on minimum wage, is a living hell. So, yeah, so you look at the stars, and it's like, where's my galactic ship? Where's my war? Where's my peace? Where's my this? Where's my that? It's like they're really bringing you down to a new level, basically to simplify your existence. It's about humbling the soul, really. There's many more aspects to this life. But yes, being thankful for what you have. Of course, some are so tired out, they're tired of being just tired of taking a beating. But just you being here is thanks. Some of you, yes, do not say thank you, God. Some of you say, get me off this planet, God. We understand. But you being here is thanks enough. So, because what you are going through, your guides are learning from those hardships. That shows that you are a powerful being. That's why suicide is not exact. I mean, some need to go through that. Then you take all the contracts and throw them out. Unfortunately, it's not something we advertise. No, but some souls do choose that, and yes, it's a darker path. Of course, it's not into the light. If those say it's to the light, think again. But realize just you being here is thanks enough. As yes, you might not be the most attractive person in the world. You might not have things going on. You might not have the powers that you want. But once again, you being here is a big deal. That you can't fly. You can't have laser beams out of your eyes. You can't, go to Agartha. You're here. And that's really a major big deal. It's the simple things in life that are so difficult to see. The universe thanks you for being here to put up with a world like this. We don't want to use those words, but I think you understand. It's like life is worth living as difficult as it is. As times are getting harsher, yes. Infrastructures are falling down. Yes, the world is on fire, and you are just living peacefully. And you will all be taken care of. Blessings to all. Okay, greetings. This is Arturians, the voice from Spirit. Blessings. There we go. Greetings to you, the Arturians. Your voice of reason, you can say. The spellbounders. We bind worlds together. We take two beings that detest each other, feline, reptilian, whatever it is, and bring them together. Even on your world, you have races that do not like each other, white and black, Asian, whatever it might be, bring them together. Now, there is, yes, a major manipulation there, but also major soul growth. Those that have a lot of hate lack love for themselves. So the more hate they put out there, no matter who it is for, they have to have a target. So racism is a target. But it comes down to the hatred they have for themselves in the long run. Because how can you put out so much hate towards somebody if you have love within you? So to disguise it, they need to package it, label it, and send it off to someone, somewhere, your government, a neighbor, whatever it is. Darkness is within, and you have to find somebody to throw it at. Now, yes, that is true. There is difficulties within individuals that some of you pick up and don't agree on. And I realize that's an astral connection too. That some of you, yes, are not getting along in astral. But it doesn't mean it's of a racism. It's a more of a personality situation. It's a personal situation for some, not all. So if you have a difficulty with somebody, usually it's on a personal level in the astral realm. You don't like the way they're doing things. Not that, why can't we work together? And they say no. It's like, what's the deal here? We said we're going to work together before we incarnated, and now we're not working together. And it's a lot of souls here were planning on, yes, being connected. And some incarnators, and no, I'm not going to. So that's another reason for the disconnect here. As you connect with, your Earth is becoming a lighter vibration. It might not seem that right now. We are going more into the inner Earth, the Agarthan Earth. It will find its way into your reality soon. Soon. Now, our version of soon is a little bit different than your version of soon. But alien vibrations, yes, as much as fantastic as it is, humans have to, yes, change their vibration for you to experience an alien world, but you are developing it within yourselves. So Agarthians are coming out of the ground slowly. Their ideas, their vibrations of healing the nonsense of current reality, of their separation, so they're bringing people together. Eventually, you will see it. There's a separation within society. There's no community. There's online communities, and there's a reason for that. But eventually, humanity will connect in a community. Eventually, right now, people are not. Well, if you want a community, you will find one. You will create one. New timelines are being built, and than they've ever had been before. Yeah, if you're going into a new age altogether, where aliens and Agarthian beings become more a part of your society, as before they've been left out. Of course, they've been called gods in your past, but you're calling them something different this time. Friends, family. And yes, and some will be able to go on ships with them eventually. But first, you have to heal the current situation of your planet now. Yes, the angels of spirit connect to us, Arcturian beings, as we are, yes, your ancestors. As many of you came from Arcturian energies, worlds that were easy. And some of you got those worlds wrong. And now you're here. We give you a basic world, make things easy for you, and some just come and screw it all up. They want to take over like Adam and Eve. No, not Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve. We give you a world that's kind and nice, and some just say, you know what, I can be leader of this place. And then another group says, no, I can do it instead. And then you have this little scuffle. And we've seen this world after world after world. It's not Adam and Eve in general, but I believe you understand. It kind of goes in that Cain and Abel situation. It's not, I mean, some beings just want drama. But we realize some beings want soul growth. So you give them a decent reality, and somebody's going to go there to mess it all up. Because those are the teachers of society. So if you can be clever enough to have a world that's pretty decent, and then create something like a Bible and control society, you have something to teach society, the world. If you're that capable, what else can we learn from you? Now, some of you might see that as a negative, of someone that can do that, we understand. But we can all learn from each other, because yes, humans can be, or beings can be gullible and get pulled in. So why people are gullible? They learned how to ungullible themselves. There's nothing wrong with that. Third dimension realities. You'd be surprised how many third dimension humans are very advanced, and as you can see, very headstrong. When you hear about the fourth dimension and aliens, they laugh and look the other way. That's pretty strong right there when you think about it. And some of you alien people are scratching their heads like, I don't understand. We can bring you a better life. What if they don't want a better life? We've noticed that. It's like, what I have is good enough. And that's been a big puzzle for many alien beings. Don't you want an existence without this mayhem on your world? It's like, no, we actually quite enjoy it. The foundations of your planets. Basically, Mother Earth has seen this on other worlds. Worlds that go, I wouldn't call it rogue, but become a renegade and just cast out the norms and do something different. So she's warning from your society of her own identity. Yeah, she likes darkness, but who doesn't to a certain degree? But she's bringing that out of you to bring light, but also to bring a kindness where you accept all beings. Yes, and not have the judgment, as some of you would like to have. Judgment is a difficult one to learn. And many of you incarnate here to get judgy people to show their colors. And it's so many lessons on so many sides. Wounds everywhere. Everything matters here. There's no one better or worse. It might seem like that in your reality, but spirit works on both sides. Just like you're elite. Spirit, we care about both sides. Every side matters. Light, dark, if you want to call it dark. It's like we said, yes, because you can say technically as Arcturians we're in spirit because we hear their vibrations. It's like, yes, they don't like beings being negative to each other, but they also let you act upon each other. Go into each other. If you have a parent that's wicked or a child that's wicked, obviously you knew what you're getting into, and we tell you how it's going to go. You know how the game is going to be played. As we see it, as you see it, what kind of character you're going to be. And then we erase the mind. And then you incarnate, and then you play it. Now you can be the nice mother or the wicked mother. It's in your hands. And so it's nothing's 100%. So in your childhood is really where you make your, you make your bed. 4 to 5 years old is when you really start to plan. We kind of have an idea of where you're heading. Mannerisms, if you're spoiled. You can be spoiled and still not be spoiled. You can have everything but be very giving. And some children are not so much. So you can tell at a young age, it's like, oh, they chose timeline B. Wow. I guess we prepare those souls for that one. The Wicked Witch of the West is on her way. Or vice versa. You have the nicest mother in the world, and you have children that are kind of testy. Either way, we're just using that for example. Or uncle for that matter, or grandparent, whatever it might be. It's like, yes, we can see very early. Now, we don't always know where everything is going. No. It's like choose your adventure, yes. You still have free will. You might not feel that way. And there is some kind of questionable ideas of free will, but it does exist. It might not be the free will you're looking for. But, your timeline is free will. And some get stuck in timelines where, yes, you're not getting the job you want, you're not the person you want to be, but realize you are where you are for a reason, because it was necessary for yourself, for your growth. It's like, I need to work on some things. I'm going to hate it But it's like sitting in the electric chair for 5 years or longer. So, and some of you that are on specific missions, like, yes, you have a capability of being in a relationship and you see the timeline, it's like, I guess I better not. Because you'll meet somebody down the line. It might be 5 or 10 years later. You'd be surprised. You meet somebody and you see future timelines. You're not aware of it here, but you're aware in astral. And you can still make your choices here. And you can get in a relationship. It's like, I'm glad I'm in a relationship, but why do I hate it? But you can't, you still have free will there. And if it lasts or whatever it might be. Because sometimes people just force lives that they don't need to go through situations. But some of you are on specific timelines where it's kind of like music. It's written out already. You just have to go hit the keys. And those lives are difficult too. Because some of them have desert periods where you feel like you're a little bit lifeless because life isn't going as you like it to. So I was living this and living that. What am I doing? But over time, especially when your life grows when you're more mature, when you're at an older age, like some people's lives don't really get going until 50. And some of you feel kind of empty until then. Depends. Is it rare? Yeah, yes and no. It is a harder life when you are older. It is, but when you're at that age and you're blossoming, it's like the best thing ever. But getting there is never the easiest. But the lessons between it's basically, there are lives where, the joys of life are removed for some, but then you start appreciating the little things of life. So when you get older, when major things happen in your life, you appreciate it more. You're used to having nothing. It's difficult on all layers, but everybody matters on this world. It just I don't feel that way, and that is the lesson. If you feel like I'm just a human, I'm nobody, that is your lesson. You gave yourself that lesson. You are more than that, but that's the character you want to play, and that's okay. That is quite all right. But eventually, some get tired of that. But it is a characteristic some bring in for their incarnation processes. As some of you know, the reason why we are here is to waken up to your higher, what you're capable of. On a spiritual level, yes, you do not have to be on a stage and dancing for people unless you want to. But on a spiritual level, you can go as far as you want. Channel vibrations, connect to aliens, angels. You just have to give yourself the credibility, believe in yourself that it can happen. Many don't believe that they're not ready for the responsibility of it. Oh, it's this, and that's kind of like working out. It's kind of going to a gym, working out. Oh, if I go to the gym, people are gonna look at me weird. So if it channel beings, I'm gonna look like I'm a freak. Same thing. Okay. All right, this is about future. Of course, I can always post this on my regular channel, but let it sit here for a little bit. So, at least for America, I mean, it is when you look at the structures of it, um, it is at a low vibration. Not all of it. Even New York City is pulling in different dimension energies, Chicago, because of the buildings. But even like my area, Florida, I could be wrong. But from what it looks like, Florida is going to, I think we're going to pass New York as for cases. Just because corruption here, it doesn't mean it's all the people here, no. But just the corruption in general. We have Scientology here. We have the military energies here. It's another way to break things down. Who knows where things are going? Our tourism is history, basically. Um, but now you look at like a regular town. Wait, okay, look at Europe. Europe is like some areas are like look like fairy tales. Like in Germany, look like a fairy tale city. You know, because it has a lot to do with going to higher dimensions. Has a lot to do with our infrastructure, how we change the buildings that they look like, what's in them, what's on outside of them, and bringing in more higher dimensional energies to come through. So, not to say what we're doing is bad. Okay, it might not be the most exciting life for a lot of us, but and that comes back to let's say if everything was high vibrational, everything was great. And some maybe some smart asses probably like me would be like, wouldn't be more fun if this is all falling apart. So you know you can't win, right? But either way, we're going more. So the infrastructure has to be changed for higher dimensional energies to come through. So when that occurs is unknown. You might say it starts in small towns, but yeah, humanity and how it thinks has to shift first. And yeah, no statues of any slave people, no more statues of anybody hurting anybody. Just building things that are help us evolve. And I don't know how they're going to do the cities like on a massive scale. How do you pay for something like that? Um, I think anything is possible. Obviously, you know, we have electric cars driving around now. Where the hell's all that coming? So you know, it'll happen gradually, but I believe that will be the future when you have higher dimensional infrastructures coming in, and our power plants will shift also. That might be first actually, as that becomes more of a positive, less toxic. It's funny how you don't hear anything about ISIS anymore. You hear about America. It was pretty much the Afghanistan of the planet now. You know, it's a yeah third world country. That's right. Yeah, why we know it's a third world country is because of our schools. You know, it's not a safe place usually in most places. It's kind of like a demilitarized zone. Not entirely. It doesn't mean we're going to go to World War. I won't even want to use the word that America is being destroyed or anything. I don't want to use those words. Transformed, rehabilitated, but not the end of America. I don't want to use those words because it's not or the end of. I mean, yeah, I may say the end of third dimension, but you know, yeah, just only the words are proper. But more higher dimensional infrastructures now shift this into a whole nother reality. And people think that so it has to happen here gradually for us to change. And that's when we go through our great awakening, you can say. We're kind of going through right now the hard part of it. The fascinating part would be when maybe even cars start to change to more of a now cars probably will go to more electric over time. It shows how slow things are going to take. I don't think the economy is going to crash. No, it's just we're going into a whole nother way of looking at things on a massive scale. And yeah, New York City, I'm not sure how that's going to work, or any city for that matter has buildings like that. But in due time, it will be a higher dimensional grid. And all this nightmarish third dimensional. I mean, it could be a third dimensional world and still be positive. Our world obviously is nesting the lower dimensions, but they can't last forever. Yeah, they're losing, they're disconnecting. They have to find somewhere else to go. Yeah, the lower dimensions are being disconnected from us, and it's hard to release some of those things. And that's what I mean. Some people that are conspiracy theorists are gonna, yeah, at a toxic level. I want to make sure I say that at a toxic level. Um, Financially they might not be able to be stabilized here anymore, and they just vanish. They can't be part of this anymore, and then they're gone. So it's just a transformation of the earth is what we're going through. For more lighter vibrations, of course. So I never want to say death of America. I might say death of the third dimension because at least our version is, not very friendly. But it doesn't mean that we can't make things better on a global scale, We just make things lighter and less confusing. I noticed that people, even when I talk, sometimes people can't understand what the hell I'm talking about, and that's out in the real world. I think some of them are getting blocked here and there. I believe I'm saying it, where it can make sense. I don't think I'm the only one going through that. But yeah, the third dimension is going through a major cleanse. And yeah, it's a lot of negativity is happening, but then again, not negativity has been happening before. But we've never seen an infrastructure fall apart the way we're seeing it now. Cirque du Soleil went for a bankruptcy. It doesn't mean they're gone. Disney is most likely going to go for bankruptcy. It doesn't mean they're going to be gone, but they're going to be really thin one day. Sears was a huge thing. Sears was the Amazon of its time. Now probably most people never heard of Sears. So Amazon's going to hang in there. Amazon's part of the future. Online is the future. As for like brick and mortar places, some will stay. Food will probably stick around. Eventually, food markets are going to eventually probably leave meat eventually. Or become more brethren and less. Yeah, we're going to more of a lighter energy. We got a ways for that. We have lots more in here still, but because people need to function on their meat. There's nothing wrong with that. You need the proteins from it, and sometimes just lettuce and stuff isn't enough. But next generations are going to probably have no food at all. They don't need food anymore. It'll probably become most likely future generations of human. They see eating as like they have energy now, and they don't have to worry about their jaw not working because their vibration will be so different. They'll probably become more telepathic too, but they probably will use their jaw. Yeah, they don't use their jaw anymore. A lot of beings don't use their jaw because they never talk. They might have a mouth, but it doesn't mean they use it that much. Of course, the Greys have a mouth, but they can still, they're just DNA is structured differently. Once again, because of the vibration. So yeah, I would say, yeah, obviously for the next 10 years, more alien sightings in the physical, meaning beings standing there looking at you, not at home, not laying in bed, look up, seeing something, but starting to see it little by little. It's like there's another sighting, and then there's another sighting. We're not talking about a ship, we're talking about a damn being. That's what I expect us to see over time. It's just not clear at the moment for obvious reasons. Yeah, we gotta shift out of all. Yeah, we gotta turn on the statues. Fuck it. If you gotta do in Europe too. Fuck it. Yeah, it's a lot of our history's dirty. America is dirty. So, statues look cool, but it is all a bunch of bullshit. Just take the fuck it down. Yeah, and put more just positives. So no, that sounds weird. A statue of of a fairy or something, or an alien or something. I don't know. Of course, yeah. So something that brings in more peace. Yeah, that was interesting. Like the Ku Klux Klan, the founder of it. I forgot his name. I think he's in Washington D.C. He has statues of himself around, part of the Illuminati. So I imagine, I bet you, they're gonna Statue of Liberty is gonna go away eventually. That'll be. The monuments, what is it? Was it? I already forgot the name of it. The ones I did for the 4th of July. I can't remember for obvious reasons. They don't want me to remember, but yeah. Either way, yeah, they're going to get rid of all this shit eventually. But Mount Rushmore, they're going to get rid of all this stuff. There's no doubt about it. I don't know how they're going to do it, especially about Mount Rushmore, and that pissing people off because they're trying to preserve it. Anything's possible right now. Oh, no doubt about it. See, this is why this is not. I got ringing noise. This is why this is not on YouTube. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just saying, all this shit's going away. Has to. And hopefully the blacks and the whites can, or everybody, start to calm down the hate. And hopefully it's not like a hate meeting. I mean, obviously you get the anger out, but when you talk about spirituality, healing, aliens, it's like this is a meeting about racism. That was went to a meeting of fucking weirdos. At least it's something better than talking about. I mean, sometimes you can't win the race conversation. You just can't win. Some use it. I mean, some people use their color to manipulate. Not all, but some do. White, black, doesn't matter. Or they use their power. But some use their race for intimidation, whatever it might be, just the way it is. Some do, not all. And it kind of ruins the whole make peace with everybody when everybody's using some people are using it to manipulate. So it's just, so how do you win a war like that? How do you win that? There's always somebody there to manipulate the conversation. You have these people, two different races, finally calming down, making friends, and then somebody fucking comes in and screws everything up. So how do you win that? Is anarchists don't care about race, they just wanted to cause anarchy. You want to tear down all the statues for the hell of it. Which, that's the way it is. So yeah. Yeah, and these groups are doing well either way. Yeah, it's unfortunate that businesses are getting hit the way they are. Yeah, it's just, it's none of this is good. I mean, it's hard. None of this is easy. I mean, some of us have not lived easy lives either. Tell me about it. Well, we live stuff and just keep throwing shit at you. One thing just never ends. So yeah, I feel I don't have a business on fire, but I understand. I don't know. I don't know where things go. Like the unemployment, where does that go? Everything's going to get more simple. No more Disney, no more a lot of things, just more simplicity. Little by little. It's hard. People will be going back home and living with their parents. It's gonna be funny. So yeah. All right. I'll just leave it at that. I'm not sure I'm gonna call this, but blessings. Here we go. Blessings. I got a next one coming up soon. Okay, greetings. All right, this is message from the Zeta Grays. We're gonna go. Blessings. Greetings. We are the Zetas. Your path here, yes, is of the unknown. As always, there is bits of hope. Realize yes, your economy, yes, is shifting its vibration to move people around, to change Earth's vibration on many levels. Where people are located plays a big role in your ascension. Being at the right place at the right time for the vibrations to truly activate on your world. A transition from third to fourth dimension is where you are. Because you're connected to the earth. Elemental vibrations also assist you in your transformation, in your change. Where they tried to move you before, but wasn't time. But then when the time is right, they can move you from one place to the other by eliminating your job and taking you to another direction. It is all part of the plan. Beings have just an idea. They don't always know why, but they pursue some of you to connect, change, bring a new reality. As they know your new reality changes reality altogether. As you go through a new experience, the world shifts. So, with everyone's lifespan, yes, is all put into certain places, and the Earth moves. Where your timeline is, the Earth moves at a certain vibration, and you go into a whole nother set of rules altogether. So the Earth's shift happens when you're all living your lives, basically. Doesn't mean it always has to be at your highest good, but at some kind of level, because not everyone's meant to be at their highest good. Some mean their darkest good. But as it's like a clock in some ways. But as you move, as you travel, as you are even staying where you are, the shift occurs. Might be difficult to understand from our perspective as we are explaining it. But the world follows you. So yes, people pursue certain energies, directions. One timeline closes down, but another one will occur. So yes, if you're meant to be with somebody, and you've been turned down, somebody else will move in. If it's truly needed for your highest good, that will affect other lives. Yes, a relationship energy will come in if you are ready for it, and others. So this is why some do go from one relationship to the other pretty easily. It's because they need that vibration to continue their assistance with the earth. Not everybody needs that, but certain individuals do, because sometimes they need a twin energy, a twin flame, a twin relationship to keep them balanced. So if someone says no, you just move on to the next, and a glow occurs. So this is why some people have difficulties finding a relationship. Because some are just, I'm working on myself, but I still want this relationship. Because you're used to having relationships all the time too. And so you come to this world, your plan is different. The earth needs you at a different vibration. Loneliness. But you give off a different type of knowledge. You might see it as loneliness. Not everyone sees it as loneliness. But it is you are where you need to be. As difficult as it is for people to hear. It's just the way it is. Of course, many want at the wealth and the finances and the high life. That's not always necessary for a world like this. As yes, there's a lot of soul growing that's necessary. Soul healing, even through soul healing, the earth feels it. It goes down with you. It doesn't pull you down, but through a lot of suffering, Mother Earth truly connects with you. Now we are at our highest vibration. Of course, Mother Earth connects with you too, but you're actually elevating Mother Earth's energy. You're keeping her going. So those that are going through depression, abuse, whatever it might be, Mother Earth is right with you more than you might realize to nurture you, to eventually get you to a highest vibration. So it's just, yes, as more people are down and out, depressed, and not. But that's where your aliens come in. That's where your spirituality comes in. Mother Earth comes in first. So when people going through a spiritual awakening, you're surprised Mother Earth is there always as the first one to shine that light to get the attention from the guides and other worlds that you are ready to pursue your next direction. It is very exciting. Not exactly scary, but more exciting. Some of you might be scared depending on what you're going through. So, blessings. Okay, greetings. All right, going doing the different star systems. Going to continue in that. We'll go all over the place. Do star systems for a while. So this is Tau Ceti. There's a lot that might be a theme for a while. Yeah, I guess we're not connected to very often. So, all right, blessings. Here we go. Greetings to you. This is the Setians from Tau Ceti. Your world is very similar to ours, or worlds as we are connected to. Your engineering, your technologies is similar to ours. Yes, we have a more advanced vibration, but the inner core is very much the same. The theme of it. As yes, we have like a Jetsons reality, but also we have many beings that we connect to, such as reptilians, as we have made friends with them. And you can too, as you understand the earmarks of your reality. There is a racism towards alien energies, meaning not all humans and other species get along. A human, as yourself, as we are, very similar to you in looks. There is slight differences, but overall, we are pretty much the same. But insectoids aren't always a friend of the Setians. Some feel like they are superior than a human race. So doesn't mean we're always in competition, but there is a place where we are learning more about ourselves. You are weaving, yes, a timeline of mass manipulation. Now, yes, removing a timeline or weaving takes time to adapt to a new idea system, a new governance, a new reality altogether. As you are pursuing this, technologies will be slowly brought in, yes, through private sectors. As we connect with you, possibly you will see us in space. We do visit your world time to time. We are around crop circles, even if we're not much of a crop circle type of species. But we do help with the magnetism on your planet, the magnetic energies of it. And how we are connecting to you is, you can say, through gold. Gold is still a commodity that many of us aliens use for power of operations. Your planet has a very significant version of it that's not very common in the universe. Anunnaki can activate themselves, even heal themselves with it. So realize also diamond energies are very powerful chakra energies. You can say a diamond is a chakra, is a power of a chakra, is a chakra of the earth, and many other minerals and crystals. But the diamond is very much part of your chakra systems. As you reactivate yourselves, you'll feel more diamond energies, even diamond type cities in your reality, in your mind's eye. How they are built is through the mind. How they're resurrected, how you're. See, what happens is, yes, there'll be timeline changes where, yes, your cities will be removed eventually. But until then, Yes, you are slowly learning about yourself. So you're basically going through a mental upgrade of basically, yes, connecting to the cosmos, letting go of the third dimension. And some hold on to the third dimension through trauma. Sometimes trauma keeps you in third dimension. Sometimes you need trauma to seed you to the earth so you can learn the lessons of it. Once you learn those lessons, you become lighter. Trauma, yes, equals knowledge. But some are so used to that knowledge, they follow the knowledge constantly. Don't think of it as trauma. You can, of course, but it is knowledge to grow the soul. And growing the soul on the planet is, yes, very difficult, as many of you encountered. Of soul growth is, it's not like getting a haircut. It's like growing a very large tree very fast. As many of you are growing very fast, complicating yourselves. Complicating yourselves in a way that is very nuisance. It is a force to reckon with. Soul reflection, knowing who you are, going to the next level of higher dimensional knowledge. Yes, you can think 1,000 times an hour, or more than that, 1,000,000 times an hour, or faster than that. You're here to speed things up vibrationally. So there will be times when you feel like, wow, it was 9 o'clock and now it's 5. And I just woke up. That's when you know the earth is shifting. So it's breaking down, yes, old traditions of third dimension. Fourth dimension will find itself eventually, finds it through you. What is your wants and needs? Many of you want this more fantastic reality. It doesn't mean it's exempt. It's just not seen yet. It is seen in the mind. It can be seen in your reality. As dreams do come true. As many want alien vibrations to come true. Many aliens dream of humans and aliens connecting. I know it sounds kind of strange. Aliens do look forward to reconnecting to Earth. Basically, yes, your culture is going to shift in a way where alien knowledge and human knowledge becomes more respected. Realize alien knowledge, channel knowledge, is not really accepted by or it's like alternative archaeology, you can say. Spirituality goes in many different directions. As you notice with your churches, your religions, they're always going in different directions. That's kind of the point, and difficult to accept. As alien beings, we have many ways of looking at things. Everybody's on their own timeline, a different timeline. Some of you interact with the same timelines, but overall, everyone has their own point of view. As you do here, you're not fully recognizing it. As your biblical worlds are much different in your past, some of you see alternative realities that some of you will see fiction here, but it's very real in other realities. Like dinosaurs still existing in your reality. Different religious figures having different paths in life. Yes, Jesus in different countries during his resurrection. I believe you understand. You're just allowing more. These are not harmful ideas. It just basically opens up the mind and lets yourself grow. Go as far as you want. What is in your reality? And the sparks of the soul begin to grow. And this is when you have your new version of reality, new version of Earth, is the thoughts of many things. You interconnect and continue to create different realities within your mind. It's a mind creation process. So the new Earth is, yes, in the minds already. As more humans see it within their own selves, it becomes more a part of your reality. How you exist. Life is a dream, but you make that dream a reality. In the physical or the non-physical, as maybe you start to feel more non-physical energies. And this is when you see us. As you tune your vibration, you appear very clearly. And more of us being part of your society is coming soon. All right, do a God particle. Just go which one that one's. I think it's gonna go. Greetings to you. We are from Spirit. Your creation process is through, yes, thoughts. Thoughts are energy. Thoughts are things, as you know. They're a creation of matter, worlds, realities. They build forever. So you're just your thoughts, as your creative thoughts, very small, might seem, would grow into great and what, as some of you experience in this reality. You say that is the God particle, the invention, the mind, the spirit. Spirit beings are always in a thinking process, always inventing. Yes, things in spirit are created instantly. And your world is not as prominent, but it does have an effect. Some of you have an instant creation process. Now, yes, a lot of souls come here. We're going to, yes, change the subject slightly. Those of you that incarnate here to assist the planet into a spiritual oasis knowledge, into its next generation of many of you, everyone's involved with this, but some of you are teachers on a different level, on a, you have knowledge to bring out. That's where you're on a teaching level. You have a platform. Not that you're better than anyone, but just you have knowledge. You've been through. Some have been through hell to get what they are here to deliver. And some of you, yes, incarnate through the earth, through the vibration of the earth. Basically, it's like there's a special place for you. And yes, it is not a lifetime. Now, it depends on the incarnation, not a lifetime many would really want. Because you're here to bring in timelines that are hidden for now. Some of you, and this is why some of you get attacked so easily. Now, many of you out there are involved with this too. You just aren't aware of it. So yes, when you connect to a person such as this this individual and other channels, you're connecting to that timeline to create it, to build it, to. That does not mean just because it has like 2 followers or something, it won't be created. Not at all. Everything has its purpose, but you're acknowledging that it has a purpose. That there is, you see it on a higher level. In third dimension, you might see it as what you see it as right now, but on a higher level, it is a whole different reality. You're bringing in something that is quite call it insane, of a higher. It will help humanity evolve, but sometimes these timelines are very difficult to bring in, meaning that the host or the channel or whatever it might be, spiritual person, can go through a lot of conflict to bring this thing in. Just like an artist sharing their sharing their art and becoming world famous, things of that sort. It's life changing. Even through knowledge as what you're receiving here has the same purpose. Yes, hardships are necessary. Do you really want it? Do you want a alien disclosure of a kind that is not really predicted all that well? Of a timeline basically free from the old timelines. Kind of like a renegade timeline, but in a more positive sense. But bringing it in is easier said than done. So it is like you're building a building in a hostile environment. Like you're always getting shot at, somebody's always throwing something at you. It's not exactly, and then you wonder, is this even worth it? I mean, you continue on, but sometimes you wonder if, yeah, this is even worth it at all. Because it's not something that's built instantly. It's something that takes a long time to pursue, a long time to resurrect. And yeah, things that take forever are usually worth fighting for, even if you don't see what it is. As many of you incarnate here wonder, what's my purpose? But you have, you're here for something. It's just not writing itself down. It's not showing itself on paper. But you're here for something. So you are part of a timeline that has not fully showed itself yet. That's what many of you are going through at this moment. And yes, it is hell. It's like some of you, yes, are in a desert period. You don't feel like you don't feel like you can connect to this world in any way, shape, or form. So it is a difficult incarnation process. The God particle needs these timelines, but it's only if you wish to put up, go through all the mess to get, because there is positive down the road. Just getting there, it was positive during it, but the payoff takes a long time, and it will pay off, but once again, it takes a long time. And many of you are brilliant. Yes, it comes down to an alien disclosure, but much more than that. So that's the difficulty. Can you withstand the pain? What do you feel? Do you feel a timeline living through you? Most likely, yes. He's like, I don't know what it is. I'm here for some reason, but I know it's something of vast importance. That, I know, not exactly the most enduring fire to continue in your world, to give yourself reason to exist. Of course, existing is up to you to define it. But realize, something is on the horizon. It might take years, it might take 5 years, it might take 10 years. But it does have a purpose to it. Just getting there is nearly impossible sometimes. Yes, you are rooting in. See, this timeline has roots to go into the earth even more. And not always the most positive of situations bringing it in. Once again, you're getting attacked and everything. Because this timeline that you're bringing in is to uproot other realities, yes, that people are living right now, and truly change things. So people are going to be, yes, very angry about it, as they're already angry already. It's going to get more intense as you get more closer to it. Just to let you know, to think life is stressful now, but when this timeline gets near to its brink of being fully birthed into your reality, that's where the test truly begins. Of course, you'll be able to have your payoff finally, eventually, yes. You'll know what it is when it occurs, just to let you know. There's always small timelines that are part of the larger one. I don't want to call it the event. You can call it whatever you want, but the event doesn't always have the best energy around it, as you're currently going through a current event right now. It doesn't mean it's going to repeat history or current situations. As many as know, this was not fully predicted by many either, and that wasn't necessary to do so. Some predicted in the past, but it's still that prediction of your current environment. Even that wasn't fully predicted to 100%, 100 degree, meaning that it's not going to disappear as mysterious as some might think. It will disappear, but humanity brought it in, and it'll dissipate with humanity's vibration once it's finished. Humanity is holding it on to it right now. for it to do its construction work of the soul. It's going to go on another process. Beyond your thinking, maybe you're going to go to a fourth dimension idea system to even see this timeline that we're mentioning right now. At least a version of it. I know your aliens are not too far away. Okay, Brinks. Okay, this is Babylon, birth of reincarnation. Okay. All right, lesson started. Greetings. This is Nebuchadnezzar. You say the hands of God connected to earth to bring a change. Where the souls are living for thousands of years, that cycle was cut off. Due to the human experience has become more prominent on this world. As the word human became more part of the tradition of the species that was be prominent on this planet, it wasn't always clear of what being would be a prominent species, as many others were considered. And say, go back to the drawing board. But as a human in its development, it became aware that third dimension was its rightful home until it can mature in a healthy manner. So the world, you can say, was stopped and reset and reborn. You're going through parts of that currently, of a rebirth, where the layers of reality are shutting down. The new ones are coming in. The survival of the soul. Yes, you've been through this many times in your current climate. The Babylonian incarnation cycles, once they begun, and many of them begun through the Anunnaki energies. The Anunnaki assisted with reincarnation, birthing of the human. As it became more of a cycle on your planet, as the process was perfected. Of course, there are any other early civilizations. Babylon was one of the early ones. The human reproducing and creating another human. And even that human that was having the child, a lot of them are, bringing in another version of themselves during the early process, the birthing process. That eventually changed over time. Well, so those are first giving birth to get used to the energies, where it was a familiar soul, and then transition to different souls. It was just necessary. And there's this many assistance from other beings. But Anunnaki was playing a large role in the reincarnation process of humans. The Atlanteans were the bedrock, the foundation. Anunnaki was execution. Now, of course, not everyone agrees on that. As much of your knowledge has been lost. Because who wants to remember the beginnings? What matters is what you are doing. It doesn't matter Atlantis, doesn't matter. What matters is the foundation of humanity discovering itself and going to a new direction. growing itself through peace and war. Peace is needed, but war is also needed for transition and change. When a war occurs, change occurs. That's why you have your war. And souls are, yes, switch out, go to different bodies, transition to the third dimension. Meaning that during war, those that are getting killed by each other, they build a contract where they are creating families. So incarnate with a family that you might despise. It might have been your enemy. So yeah, if you get killed by somebody in a war, that can become instantly your father or mother in your next life. Don't think it's just going to just wash away just like that. As part of the birthing process, it's like you need to know somebody. You need a connection for that soul to come in. It helps for families to be created. You need a history. And war is a good history. It's a fast cycle. So why do souls kill themselves, kill each other? So you can reincarnate in the next life. They kill you so you can reincarnate. I'm done with this war. So I'm done with this world. So they go and get murdered. Go into another life. Eventually they'll meet you up again somehow. Eventually. So a lot of the souls that do get killed are the ones that are, yes, ready to transition out. I mean, it's all done on purpose. Now, who's going to make the final kill is another story. Who gets there first? That's the gamble. So war is always planned. Death is always planned. It has its options. So you're going into your great awakening, which leads you up to who is here. The Babylonians. Yes, many of them are cat people. Many of them are Orion people. They kept themselves secret, creating their secret societies to run your world, of course. They have to be secret to run it because what does anything ever work when it's in the know? Well, not on your planet at least. It has to be done for it to accomplish what it's here to accomplish. Eventually, secrecy will be removed, but for right now, because secrecy keeps the Earth at a low vibration, done on purpose. So once your secret societies become more known, secrets out, secrets of Area 51 come out, your alien secrets fourth dimension has been born. It's that simple. You're rising to consciousness with your own vibration. It is not as cut and dry as you might think as being just put out the truth just like that. You have to discover it yourselves. Humanity has to want to know it through its own vibration. Humanity is terrified of it at this time. For now, at least. Yes, because when the powers come in here, again, get scary. And that's what you're preparing for, not to be scared.